What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wednesday stream, or should I call it FOMO the Fed or FUD Fed? Which one's going to happen today, guys? My God, the markets are flat. It's like a boring storm. We're waiting for the storm. We'll be looking at key critical levels today ahead of the meeting. Of course, that's going to be what you're looking at. Stay tuned. Look forward to you seeing you in just a few minutes. All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Dollar index ahead of the FOMC. So if anyone's not aware, firstly, why are you not aware of the big news coming out? Of course, FOMC economic projections, FOMC statement, FOMC press conference. That's a lot of FOMC. Then we have the CAD, BOC, Governor Macklin speaking. We've got the GDP for New Zealand and some odd RBA Governor Lowe. We've got monetary policy coming in from CHF as well later on. There's some big news coming out over the next 24 hours. We also have CPI coming out for the CAD here. You'll notice that's coming out during the stream, so we'll see how that plays out. But look, usually we wouldn't care so much. We don't usually care so much about all this stuff. Why? Because it's always been a bit of the same. The problem is with the last two CPIs, wait, let me get a different color here. With the last two CPIs, all of a sudden the market cared because things were different to expectations. Then we had the non-farms actually moving the market for once in a very long time. So the last bit of news has suddenly been important to the market. Will the Fed be able to calm the storm? Let's find out later on through the session. What will we be looking for? Basically, the market wants more sugar highs. The market wants to see the Fed say, hey, we're going to keep it in. We're going to support the market. We're going to give them a time frame, ideally the long one. Big long time frame. Thank you very much, Fed. Now, if you're a bear, you want short time frame. We're going to take it away next year, guys. It's gone. We're abolishing it. Big, dirty, red 2% candles coming your way. Let's hope that does not happen. Obviously, I would rather it go green. People wondering where I am. Yep, no, it's a non-video cam stream today. It's a non-video cam stream, but that's all right. It's because the Fed is it's annoying me, No, it's not that. Long leg doji here on the dollar index. Big long leg doji, big low, big high. Overall, what does this mean? Indecision at the high. So all the technical analysis on this channel would know this is a critical point for the dollar index. It's been slowly struggling higher, and once it makes a decision either to the short side or to the buy side, we will have the next, hopefully, large move on the dollar index. In fact, we could see, if it breaks to the upside, we might actually see a serious move here towards dollar index strength. That'd be kind of cool. Haven't had that in a long time. What does usually dollar strength mean? It usually means weakness in the stock markets, risk off. People move into the dollar currency, they get out of the stock market. So have we just witnessed potentially a false break of the SP 500? Let's have a quick talk about that. Let's get rid of the community trend line for a second and play the theory that everyone seems to love so much at the moment, which is, of course, something like a false break, wick off strategy. If you're going to see that, usually it goes a little bit higher, actually. The other thing is then it will pour down. It will then come back up, and then you'll see a movement down, and then you'll see usually consolidation around here, and a breakthrough. Do we have a classic case of that? Yes. John Deere. John Deere had a nice false breakout, came back down, didn't quite come up again, but then consolidated through here. And of course, we were talking about shorts all the way now for the last week on John Deere, and it's been pretty considerable how much it's moved off. So dollar index is paving the way for potential US dollar strength. We've got the S&P 500 coming straight back down here to the previous resistance. So at a critical support ahead of the next level or the next zone. What happens? You know, if the Fed doesn't give the market what it wants, the juice that it wants, then we suddenly short underneath here. What are we breaking? We're breaking this little bit of an uptrend. Where do I see the market coming back to? Probably the 42.10 at least initially. And that could happen during the session. Why? It's the last big buying level, daily 20 moving average here for the bulls. That's where the bulls will regain control of the market. Now, if the Fed comes and makes everyone happy, we might have a nice rebound and continue the movement up. And then we know, then we're given the clarity, because it's all about clarity on these trades here, guys. We're given the clarity that we can go to the community trend line. And the Fed has told us, go to the community trend line, guys. It's all good. We've got your back. And then we can short it. We get in here and we short the damn market. We go, hell yeah, we're getting out. See you, Fed. See you, retail traders that don't know what's up. We're getting out of the market. That's actually what I hope happens. I hope it goes to the 4,400. Maybe you want it to short right now. What do you guys want? Do you want it to short today, or do you want it to go long and the Fed says, we've got your back, guys? Which one do you want to see? We'll go through all of the meme stocks in just a few moments as well. I know a lot of people are interested in what's happening here today on those, but they won't really be consequential of what's going on in this market. Which one do you want? Which way? I got a donation coming in here from Brent Masenko, US $5. Tom, thank you for all of your help. Your class is worth every penny. Thank you very much, Brent. Take a look at SM on the New York Stock Exchange, TP 2775 and SL being stop loss. We'll check that out in just a few moments, Brent. Thank you for your donation. So we're coming back down to support. US 100 coming back down to support. Go have a look at the QQQ. You go to the 1 hour chart. Where is it sitting yesterday? 20 moving average on the 1 hour. What's it been bouncing off recently? 20 moving average on the 1 hour. You can see how big this Fed statement is, and you can see how boring the pre-market is because of that. Now, there are some non-boring markets right now. Bitcoin is one of them. Let's just quickly go over here to Bitcoin. Bitcoin broke low. So BTC shorts, where's our BTC shorts chart? Let's bring this across. BTC shorts is getting out of control. The whales on Bitphoenix have gone mad. They're like, no, we're not allowed to lose money. What's with all this positive Bitcoin news? Jeez, we thought we were going to win. Suddenly positive Bitcoin news, and they seem to be like quadding down on their shorting positions. Now, if we believe this data, let's say we believe this data, that sounds like the whales are committed to pushing Bitcoin lower to try to get out of some of these positions. Now, where are they going to be able to push it down to? Now, I've theorized this a little bit on the daily videos, guys. I've theorized where we might be going. I've theorized kind of the levels that I think we could achieve and go to. And one of those things is through these lower peaks, the 20 and the 50 exponential moving average and the 37,600 zone. 37,600 zone. So we've got here the support coming back down, previous resistance, 20 exponential, 50 exponential sitting behind it, and the higher troughs. And I did something in the webinar we just ran before, and I was talking about this range and how it moved. Big move up, second move very, very similar. So you know what? The pullback should be very similar as well. I haven't even done this yet. Oh, wow. What do you know? What do you know? The pullback is identical if it gets down to this level. So you know what? I'm going to get laser eyes. We're going to laser focus in here. In fact, we're going to take a snapshot of it right now. We're going to take a snapshot, snag it, good company, good thing. Then we're going to put it on the Twitters. Follow at FX Evolution on the Twitters if you haven't already been doing it. I'll chuck that on there later because I believe that this is the top. What is this line doing here? We don't want this line. Oh, that's the pullback line. Yeah, makes sense. So these pullback lines are the same. We actually need a different picture. There we go. Pullback line. Pullback line, and then we draw two arrows so we can explain what's going on here. What do you guys think of that? Do you reckon that's pretty good? I don't mind it at all. Let's take a little snapshot of that one. Very nice. So that's one of the things you want to think about in markets, and it's got to do with basically that markets usually do very similar calculatable things. Now, if the market does go back down here and then bulls off again, what would that bull do? That bull would actually smash through the previous resistance. It would get through the 42,000 and continue the trend. So that's super interesting zone and what's going to happen here. Paul Ross says BTC US dollar longs also may be worth looking at. Do you only buy it? I'm not sure what Burnt's saying. Tom is showing you how to decipher the market. Yeah, this is one of the ways that you want to think about the markets very, very differently. Now, of course, with Bitcoin declining, what is declining faster than Bitcoin? Every alt. Why? Or most alts. Why? Because Bitcoin's actually the king right now. It's going to control the markets again. All the negative sentiment. How many people are discussing the impacts from energy now on Bitcoin? Can someone answer me that in the stream? 800 of you out there. Are people still discussing that, or are they on to the next subject? Let me know. I would love to find out what you guys think. Do you think that they're discussing that anymore, if they've kind of fallen off on that bandwagon? Now we've got the 2,300 price open for Ethereum. So if Bitcoin falls down to that level, where's Ethereum going to be? 2,300. Is it going to find support here? Well, if Bitcoin does, this will too. So you've got a lot of alts open to you. Ethereum, Cardano, all of these will kind of hit these zones and then they'll move off. No one. Massey says, I'm not. Moved on, lol, says Kunal. Next subject. Crickets. Yes. Well, that's because people don't talk about that anymore. It's just what I want to get into your minds is that the big subject today is not going to be the big subject in 2 weeks. We're talking about the FOMC today and the Fed and what's going to happen with them. Guess what? After tomorrow, no one cares. And that's the thing that you need to understand with these markets. When we're deciphering them, when we're figuring out what's going to go on, that's one of the big kind of situations and things that we want to think about. All right, let's go on to this discussion point here from Brent, and then we'll go into some of the meme stocks. So this is SM Energy, New York Stock Exchange. Question is, where do you move your stop loss to? Okay, and let's have a look here at the weekly first to get a bit of a lie of the land. Great breakout. What a perfect close here. Nice closure. Although it's not above this wick, it's above all previous wicks and closures, meaning the strength was there. Now, this is an oil and gas production company. You can see that oil is doing very well in the markets right now. The way I'd be looking at this one is price targeting somewhere around this $28. What have you got? $27.75. Oh, well, there you go. You're completely correct. Good work, Brent. You must have done the course. $27.75. Where do you place a stop loss? That's a tough one. There will be a time when you can easily load a stop loss. So at the moment, you'd have to have a stop loss underneath. You couldn't have it under here yet because we haven't got a new closure high. But when you do, when you see a closure above this level, then it goes to the next zone, you would think, because it's closed through there, you got a new peak. I would probably say once you get above here, you could move the stop loss underneath the 50 exponential on a 4 hour. That will give it enough room from where it probably is down here. And that we don't talk too much about stop loss on this channel because obviously it starts to border on not just education, but yeah, that's the way I'd look at it. I'd look at a close above here. 27.75 makes perfect sense to me. And I would be looking underneath the 50 once it gets through there. Thank you very much, Brent. And I'm glad you're enjoying the course. By the way, guys, give us a thumbs up if you enjoy the streams. It does help us out. It really does help us out. I got a question here. Can you make money off just TA? I think when you want to make money off, you can. But I think whenever you want to make money, you want to put together all of the reasons. And one of those is going to be TA. The other one is going to be a basic fundamental understanding. And then you also want to bring in the X factor. And what's the X factor? The X factor is understanding basic human psychology. Once technical analysis is great when you understand the human psychology behind it. Fundamentals are great if you want to sit there for 5 years and hold a company that you really like. But the X factor is probably things like social arb nowadays, where you're trying to work out, how popular an app is. You're trying to use something. It's that little bit of a factor where you try to think about how logical does this make sense. The other thing that you'll want to know is also rotation. So if you're going to trade stocks, depending on which particular one you're going to trade, whether it's stocks or whether it's commodities, they'll all be a little bit different. So once you bring all this together, yeah, I think it's very, very good. But purely from anything, one specific thing, I always say you have to have 3 to 4 separate reasons to be in a trade. That's a big one. Someone says, get water. Yeah, just not feeling the best today, but it's all good. So let's move down here and through. Thank you very much to the 963 people joining us for the session. We'll take a look at Caterpillar soon. So did anyone see DraftKings yesterday? Got a hit piece on it. We saw it during the stream, was getting obliterated. Then all of a sudden, the retail community came to DraftKings' side, smashed social volume. Let's refresh this right now. The social volume yesterday was insane for DraftKings. So let's have a look where the social volume is coming in here. DraftKings was really, really big. You can see the increase. You can see the interest in the actual stock itself. And it bounced straight off the level we were talking about. Bang, 45. Congratulations, anyone that picked that one up through the session and had the ability and the foresight to potentially think, well, maybe all of those things were potentially lies, or at least there was a trade there for the day. There's another way of trading this as well, which would have been putting in a put spread. So you could have basically sold a put here and bought a put below to protect yourself and taken a credit from this point. Or of course you can just use a buy call, or you can use a buy spread. When you start to understand options, there's a lot of different ways. But when you see massive volatility come into a market, spreads are the way to go. Mass volatility, use a spread. It's like a lingo. Mass volatility, use the spread. Cool. That's a bad lingo, but we can use it anyway. DraftKings moving up 45 into 48. Will we fill the gap today? It's certainly quite possible because things were looking better for this stock before it started getting its nasty hit pieces on it. Let's move around. AMC, what's going on there? 1.68% down. Now, I made a video today saying I was very disappointed in AMC yesterday, and I am disappointed in it. I'm also disappointed. Well, I'm mostly disappointed that when you close through here, why the hell can we not make it to $69? RR says, hi, what time do you start live every day? 1.5 hours before the New York Open is the easiest way to say it. If I give you my time here in Australia, it will not make any sense. So yes, we broke high above the 60. Then we were not able to get to the 69, which is where you should be able to get to. That's the level. Now, all of a sudden, what does the chat think that looks like? Anyone in the chat know what this looks like? Let me know right now while I continue to berate this stock. So we basically had a weakness in the breakout. The breakout usually does something. It didn't do it. We saw all of this on the right-hand side here. See how all of these stocks, Plug was unfortunately down. We had GME down 3%, BlackBerry down 0.43%, Clov down 6%, Corsair down barely because it's on that support. And even CLNE ended the day down 0.54%. So everything was down through the session. It was quite disappointing. A few people saying head and shoulders. You are correct. So left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Where are we going to open up? Pre-market? No surprise. 57.96, 57.80. Where's that? Oh, what's that? It's on the trend line on the 50 exponential on the 15 minute. So if we close through here, where do we go? Bang. I think we go back down to 52 where hopefully you find some support pressure. This is a inverse head and shoulders, obviously on an angle. It's actually calling for more, but I do think there'll be some buying pressure around 52 for AMC. So it could be a bad start here in the morning. If I was having a guess, it looks like a bad start. As soon as it closes through here, bad things happen. And if it gets above 60-50, 60-60, good things happen. That's as simple as I see it at this point. A few people mentioning Workhorse. Let's have a quick look at Workhorse. Why is everyone saying this is moving? What is this doing? Why should I feel positive about this? Exactly. A lot of these squeeze stocks actually look pretty sick. I mean, if Workhorse gets down here, sure. What's this? 1280. Previous support, 2050 cross. Definitely an area where you could see some action. So that would make some sense. Yeah, I think that's probably the zone I'd be looking at for the Workhorse. Probably no other area though. Puts on Tesla and ups. Let's go. Ultimus says, yeah. So Tesla $5.99 coming in at $5.98 here this morning. $600. Is it that great? Is it an exceptional zone for us to be looking at Tesla? I think it's a kind of very tough trade here. I haven't liked Tesla other than just specific option strategies. If you're going to play them, like where you're maybe putting spreads underneath this zone if you're a brave person, or you're putting like call spreads above here or above here. That's opportunity. However, I don't really like this chart. We break it down anyway. Nothing here is clear other than, yes, the market likes buying $600, but it doesn't like it that much because look at this. So $600 was purchased here. Makes sense. Previous resistances becoming support. $600 barely purchased off here. Busts down, moves up. Can't even get to the 635 again, showing weakness. Effectively a lower high after a lower high. That's not good. So when you can't say it's the industry because you go over to NEO and the stock looks like a totally different thing. It's having a massive run on it. So I think Tesla's really sick, and I have a feeling that this is because the market's saying people are losing faith, they're moving their positions out, and they're saying, oh, I've got all this profit sitting in Tesla, I could put that in AMC, I could put that in Bitcoin at these cheap zones, I could put this somewhere else. And as that happens, as people degrade their opinion of Elon at the moment, I really think that's hurting the stock. IWM, the Russell 2000, basically just finding support right on the level that you expect it to do so. This is another index that's waiting the Fed, and that's the story of the day, awaiting the Fed. The FOMC is what the market cares about throughout this session. Scott Morgan, I bailed on PSFE yesterday. Makes sense, man. Makes sense. I don't blame you for bailing on this. It broke through the bad trend line, never got above 1265, and that shows you the power of technicals. If it had closed above here, the story should have been very, very different. The upper decks, US $5. Tom, Torchlight thoughts, dividend news. Thank you for your time, and I watch every morning on the way to work. Well, thank you very much, Upper Decks. Appreciate that. Let's have a quick look here. So Torchlight Energy Resources. Wow. Big move pre-market here, 563. Big gap too. So this had some, I don't know what the news is exactly on it, but that had a massive play yesterday, 41.62%. Why did it do so much? Was this, I didn't actually look at this stock. I don't know the stock very well. $6 was hit. Today it's up 563. Boy, oh boy. I mean, you say it's dividend news, but even with dividend news, you're higher than this March period. Let's have a look here now on the weekly. Okay, 675 is probably all-time highs. Jeez. Because of the pumpy-dumpy nature of this stock over time when it goes on big runs, I'd probably say that it's not long for the world of bulls. I don't really like it, man. I don't like the fact that it's up so huge. It had selling off yesterday. You're going into an FOMC. People may put money in other positions and you're up 11% pre-market. I tell you what, that's 6 or even where it is right now. It looks pretty tasty. I don't know what's going on with the stock, but it looks pretty tasty at that point. We got Dig Dug coming in with the US $1. Is that like the game Dig Dug? Thank you very much for the support there. Lucky Joy says, AMC, please. Torch is a squeeze. Yeah, if it's a squeeze, which only makes sense, and now supposedly dividend news, I wouldn't touch it. I would be like, goodbye. Remember, every squeeze is a pumpy dumpy. So we call them a pumpy dumpy, unfortunately, guys, unless it's AMC and GME. And why? Because AMC and GME are they're like the staples of this thing. They're like the staples of basically the network. If we have a look at GME, which I do want to focus on here today. So we saw Roaring Kitty come out with a tweet yesterday. Let's have a look over on the Twitters. Let's get on the Twitters here for a second. Oop, spell Twitter correctly, Tom. That's how much I love Twitter. Follow FX Evolution Twitter, by the way. And we go over here and we search Roaring Kitty. Oh, there he is. We'll click it here because I viewed him today. And you scroll down, he posted a picture of a cat, which usually moved the market, if you can believe it. But, the thing is that GME is underappreciated. Now, if he's beginning to post about it, we know with the meme stocks, we know with the power of the community effectively out there, that this stock can go at any time. Now, it's down 1.57%, down at the 219. AMC still holding very, very well. This has been quite weak now. We've hit 345s. We've obviously hit this 485 once with the 420. We think about the market capitalization, $16 billion. So it's only $16 billion at this point. Not as large or anything. It's only half basically of AMC's market capitalization. So I could see here a bit of a double bottom playing out. There was buyers committed all around this $208 mark. There were buyers committed at this point. Volume is heavily down. So obviously the interest in this stock is dying, but as we know, it powers up at any point. Now, if Roaring Kitty's posting little tweets and stuff again, he did it last time a few days before it actually ran. It's purely hypothetical, but what if we were to see a bit of a double bottom pattern here and we broke through 240? Would that begin participation phase? I believe there will be participation around this zone. And it's just purely from a technical level. You're getting through some serious moving averages. You're getting through a base at 208. So you know what? I'm going to set an alert for $240. And then we're going to come back to this one throughout the sessions. And we're going to laser focus in here on GME. And we'll see what's going on there. Dig Doug supposedly super chatted $1 and he wanted me to say thoughts on taco. Well, I like tacos, so therefore it's great. I've never eaten Del Taco though. Is this another squeeze that came through? Why did it move so much? Is that a squeeze, guys, or something else? Del Taco. How big is this company? 398 million. It's like a death trap. It's not very big. I don't like it. Why? That candle looks hideous. It went up pretty big, hit the resistance, then sold off. Probably going to be fairly weak hands here on the Del Taco, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't like that one too much. Ultimus, just supporting the stream, $3.99. Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. Inari super chatted Singapore, $2. Hi Tom, WM Waste Management breakout. Let's have a look at WM. Waste Management. Yeah, pretty good analysis here. Nice. Series of lower highs being closed against yesterday to the upside. Basically, very nice. Yep. Yeah, I think from a risk-reward standpoint, it makes some sense. Some people will draw a little triangle through here. No matter what you're looking at, though, that's a big trend followed by a lot of consolidation, or at least a little bit of consolidation, and hopefully now it can move through. That's good. To do it with more volume. Volume has been dropping. Once you clear the 141.60 area, you know you're good. At that point, you should be able to return back to the 144. Yes, this is the correct type of technical analysis you should be looking at. ACK says Del Taco spew face. Nope, haha lol what says Del Taco is gross. And then Jay says Del Taco is delicious. Guzman tacos. Oh yeah, there's Guzman tacos here in Australia. I don't know if they're not that great. They're better than Mad Max. They're better than that. Yeah, that's for sure. I think GME is over. AMC is the new GME. Yeah, but you know, that's like saying AMC was over and AMC was always the little poor cousin to GME. So I think the thing is that there's still two staples. Everyone hates GME right now, I understand, or like a lot of people do. They're not making money in it, etc., etc., etc. And while AMC is clearly the poster child of the squeeze right now, it's the number one, we can't forget that this is the number two. And I think when you think about technicals, you think about the 240, we know that when the apes participate in markets, they go crazy. The 240 just makes sense to me. It makes sense to find base around this 200, 210 level. It makes sense to find further strength here. If we're trying to make sense of a crazy market, that's one of the ways we can do so. Muhammad Al-Masari says, Tom, any chance you could check out Intel? Well, funnily, you should say that. Let me scroll up here a little bit. What's this I see? Is that INTC? It is. Ah, good spot, man. Well done. Yes, someone in the private community sent me this one today, and I got to say, well, Kevin did, and I've got to say, yes, it is correct analysis. So are you in front of a 50 exponential moving average? Absolutely you are. Nasty 50 exponential moving average. But, you know, with the price action, it looks compelling. We've had some nice level of consolidation, similar to a flag style pattern. We've got a double test of the base. We know it's coming through strong here. We also know it broke above and that it is going to be fairly stable, I would think, against these meeting, against everything else that's going on. It's also trying to fill a gap. So remember the gap here from 62. So we're at 58. We've broken past all the other highs, which you can see here, and we're on our way to 62. I actually think it's a decent chart. Kind of similar to AMD, which is starting to look like a more decent chart. When you go over to a weekly as well, is this fairly compelling? Well, I will say this. The volume is very low. The volume is declining. But we've got buy wick, strong candle, and currently an indecision candle on the weekly. You can easily again see that if this closes above this little zone here, all of a sudden Intel's going to get some participation on it and people are going to be like, oh, Intel's great. So it's a good spot. It's an early spot, and I do agree with you. Yeah, nice one. Okay, we've got some other super chats coming in here. ATX My super chat $2. We did it. We broke 10 cents on AMP on the Gemini exchange. I know you're going to say on the Gemini exchange. There's AMP. Wow, you smashed it, bro. 10. Let's have a look at how it interacted with that. Geez, this thing's a beast. I'm glad you're making good money here. It's an absolute animal beast. So it hits it yesterday, and then it gives you a beautiful higher lows leading in. Oh, couldn't get better. So even if you took profit here, and this is why I sometimes tell people, if you took profit here and it comes down, you feel great. Then it goes up and tests it again, and it makes a higher low. You should pay attention when that higher low comes through. Consolidates underneath, and there's no reason why you couldn't have gotten out here and then gotten back in right there straight away again. And yes, you'll say, well, I should have just held it the whole time. But what you did was you actually made a really smart choice because you knew that this level before the 10 was going to be important. You get the higher low, the higher low, equal peak, sending triangle. And then you get a breakout followed by a little pullback. You know that breakout is the real deal because of the series of higher lows. These are your sequences that you're looking for. Higher lows equal highs with the breakout. Strong pattern. Well done. Hopefully you can continue up here. Now that you're 11, I guess your next move, you know where it is. Bang. 12. Good luck, sir. Very nice. By the way, thank you very much to the apes out there and the rest of the community. We got 195 members here. Very impressed. Thank you very much, community. I do appreciate that. It's great to see so many people supporting the channel. John Volmar, super chat of $5. What do you think about FRX? Let's have a quick look at FRX for you. I will have to assume it's on the US market. Can we get some more clarity on that, John? One of the mods will send it to me. Dave, if you can pick it up, that'd be good. David Riley, super chatted $2. PRLB oversold. PRLB, Proto Labs. Wow. You guys know what to do in the chat. Get them out. Get them. Oh my goodness. Get them out right now, chat. We need the knives. The knives. Oh, no. The knives have to come out on this one. Wow. What a deadly stock. What do you want me to say about this one, man? This is terrible, David. Unfortunately, is it oversold? Probably. Is it absolutely having a guess that you're going to pick the low? Yeah, at this stage, it is. It really is. You need to see accumulation, my man. And it has to come. You want to see structure like this. Effectively, as many people would like to now call everything, you want to see a channel. Some people call it Wyckoff or Wickoff, distribution or accumulation. So in this case, it'd be accumulation. You know what? It's a damn channel. So when we look at the damn channel, we want to have a channel. We want to have market structure. We want to have a lightning bolt. We want to see more. There is no reason other than you just going, oh yeah, I see this previous resistance, I'm going to buy that. Well, how'd that treat you through this? Unfortunately, it's deadly. I don't know what's wrong with this, but it's sick, and it's very, very, very sick. That's the weekly. Let's have a look at the daily. Still sick. Very sick. Continue to watch this level and see whether it accumulates, see whether it's able to make new peaks. Don't ever fall into the trap, chat, about this. We don't want to be catching these ones. Unfortunately, David, that could be it. Madeline, $10 Australian. Thank you very much for the generous donation. I've never bothered to ask my friend... asked where my friend worked or as... Okay. I never bothered to ask my friend where they worked or as until the other day. Turns out they are a VP in the Aussie branch of one of those hedge funds. We just laughed for a long time. Ah, you're friends with the devil, Madeline. The devil. Nah, hedge fund is just a fancy word, yeah. And this year, everybody hates the word hedge fund, and it's all the hedges are bad and everything like that. Look, anyone that buys or shorts technically suddenly, oh, I'm a hedge fund manager. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It's just certain ones will get the bad rap. And of course, some people don't like the idea of shorting companies. So I do understand that. Thank you very much for the generous donation. Dina M, $5. Tom, can you have a look at TIGR? Let's have a look at TIGR. Fintech company. The TIGR. The TIGR. Ooh. The TIGR failed to fully complete here, but it is back at support. That's a pretty big sell-off today. 16.29% down. It's at a good support, no doubt. At a very good level. You can see here previous resistance, support. That is the key level. By the way, No Paha Lol says, send him a Del Taco to the hedge fund manager. Obviously trying to kill him with the Del Tacos, it seems. That's a good one. Here's the previous resistance. Here's the support. $24 is exactly where you would expect it to buy off. If you love the company and you want to buy the dip, hey, that's not a bad zone to be buying the dip. Similar to the DraftKings scenario yesterday, though we don't know what the news is. The other way of doing it is to break down the time frames and to say, okay, well, let's wait for a little bit of market structure. Are you going to get the cheapest price? No. Are you going to get a more refined idea of what's going on? Yes. And you won't catch the falling knife, which may save you a lot of heartache. in the markets. So at this point, it's come down very, very hard. And you can see here, it's finding support, but time will tell what happens. Look for more structure on this one. Thank you very much, Dina, for the donation. And then we've got Echo Aurora with the final donation before we're all caught up. Australian $2. TA on AMAT. It's a semiconductor sector. Applied materials. Let's have a look. Daily. Ooh, pretty good, isn't it? As long as the Fed does what you want, it's going to be pretty good. Closure above here, we're going to smash all-time highs. Hell yeah. I would love to see a closure. Closure at a critical point ahead of the day. 141 plus closure, we're going long. And you know what? I think it's going higher than 150. That looks pretty strong there on the charts. Big pullback, strong sector. Looking good. Looking really good. Not bad at all. Thank you very much, Eka, for always bringing the stream some interesting stuff. So US 100, just to recap what's going on in the markets here, basically neutral ahead of the FOMC meeting. Please make sure you're aware of when these things come out. Use Forex Factory, use Market Watch, use whatever Coifin, use whatever resource you want to, guys, out there, to make sure you're very well aware of when the FOMC is speaking. Unfortunately, the market will show you it, though, because it'll do nothing ahead of that event. Or it'll mitigate in risk if it feels it's risky ahead of that event. And then all of a sudden the news comes out and it wasn't as risky as was once expected. Let's move over here to gold. So gold continues to weaken after it got through our massive trend line. And it just keeps coming back down to this 1843, 1842 zone. So we'll go into the 2 hour, just have a look here at the price action. Notice how yesterday came up to this resistance twice, failed to breach it, which would have been a good long, actually. I would have taken that up to there. Failed to breach it, came back down, and now we're sitting at a point where it's going to go two ways, and when it does, there should be a trade for you. So underneath here, going to create more short pressure on gold. Above this zone, back to the trend line we go. So I think both levels are very compelling. Underneath 1842, above 1870, they're going to be both compelling. Where is the next level of support? Bang, 1810 for gold. So it's a big level of participation towards the short side if it does occur due to the Fed. And if the buy side occurs, we go smash bang into the bottom of the trend line again, which is going to be, what is that? So 1870 to about 17 bucks. So both sides should present, and hopefully we get more clarity on this in tomorrow's video when we make it. Remember to subscribe. We make daily videos covering the markets. Madeline, welcome to the Stong Squad. Thank you so much for the support today, and welcome to the community. It's great to have you here. That brings us up to 196, almost at the 200. We're almost at the tippity top of the aim that we set. Monu says square, dude. Square. Just got out of copper. Have a quick look at copper. Okay. Did you short copper? If you shorted copper, I don't blame you for getting out of it. Hit that kind of zone that we had yesterday on it. Copper was looking quite weak. Let's keep going through the commodities, though. USOIL, it's a beast. The trade continues long. I'm starting to get the heebie-jeebies, though. Too many articles written. Right now, $100 oil is the thing that everyone is talking about. The community here, we were first on oil. I believe we were the most bullish on oil at the correct point as a community together. The black gold, we did very, very well off it, and hopefully you guys did okay as well with your technical analysis and your knowledge of the markets. So resistance breakout through here has led to a very, very nice movement up. Now we're at the first point. So see how over here, 72.82. Where do we go? Very close to it. So I'm 72.80. See that? 72.80, 72.80. So this zone, if we break above this, I'm even more confident we're going to 75. But I'm watching this one with the laser eyes. We are focused all over, like all on US oil. We've got to get in there on the 1 minute, 5 minute chart. If I was an oil trader today, I'd be like, whew, I'm not going away from my screen. I'm going to set little alerts everywhere because I need to be absolutely pinpointing this. I don't want this thing to turn around on me and kick my ass. So one of the ways we can do that is by following it through moving averages. We know the 50 is the last point of call, but we also know the 4-hour 20 has been incredible trading. So guess what? We're going to pay a lot of attention if it closes underneath that. We'll cover it here for you guys, so don't worry about that. Mohammed says, I think oil is done, Tom. Too many articles. Well, you know, we can also go back to the... Actually, let's go JP Morgan. Let's go JP Morgan. So when did everyone start talking about this? Oh, the financial trade is the best trade ever. I would argue it wasn't Feb. It was probably somewhere in here, yeah? Probably somewhere in March. So we've been talking about it back in November and December. The recovery play. No one wanted to buy the banks back then. Now, I certainly haven't wanted to buy the banks ever since over here, really. So is there a little bit more in oil? I would say it's kind of like this. Everyone talks about it. There's a little bit extra just to trap all the monkeys. They're not apes, they're monkeys. They trap all the monkeys, and then they go suckers, and they dominate you out. So that's where the mainstream media starts talking crap. This is where you get trapped, and this is what Wall Street do to you. And then, you know what Wall Street do to you? They go like this. Boring. Like that. For ages. Why? Because it moved like a beast. Look at the weekly here. Not even arguably, that is an incredible return. Bottom to peak, 117% on a bank. Wow. On a bank. And when you've got Wells Fargo moving, you know things are wrong. You just know things are wrong when Wells Fargo's moving. Let's move over to Square here, down 0.03. So Square might kind of, float round a little bit today because, of course, Bitcoin is down. But overall, I don't think Square as much as a Bitcoin company as everybody else thinks. Plus, if Bitcoin's strong anyway and it's making the news and people are feeling better about it, that should hopefully benefit the Cash App. And the Cash App is all important at the moment to Square. In fact, we can actually have a quick look at it. Let's do it together. What app was I looking at? Shopify. So let's have a look at top charts, App Store rankings. Let's have a look here. June 16th. What were the top apps in the world of America? Okay, scroll down. Cash App +1 was 15 though. So I don't like it at 17. So it was 17. Let's have a look at the Google Play rankings. And I know it's been sitting around 15 for a while. Cash App 13, down 2. But overall, probably improving relatively speaking. So the breakdown here is, not bad. A little bit of improvement recently. And this is very important. If more people are downloading this app, if more people are downloading these apps in general, then of course, that's going to lead to a stronger share price as people use social arb to get into it. So I love the Square chart right now. I got to say, I do like it. The volume makes me excited. Volume increase. The fact it's behind PayPal in price. The fact it's behind the lower peaks here. The trough, the peak, the higher trough. The little double bottom in here. The sequencing of that. The fact we're in front of price of the 20 and the 50 exponential. And we've pulled back yesterday to the previous resistance. Now, could the Fed ruin our trade? Yes. But is that kind of like a nice looking one? Yeah, it's doing exactly as you expect. Truly Messiah says Square is bearish. Get out of here, Truly Messiah. Come on, man. Come on, man. Square is bearish. Jack Dorsey's bearish. You showing me, where's my bear? 70% of Square's income was from Bitcoin sales on Cash App. You got to remember, you know why Square's, that's the problem with the SEC and the way that Square's income you have to actually rip it out. So the big problem is that they have to show all of this stupid Bitcoin transaction in their revenue. And that's really dumb. It's actually incredibly negative, I guess, towards the way that I read, and I think the rest of the people read their market expectations. You got to cut that out and just go back to the other thing. Where I believe Square's real benefit is their banking license and, of course, their core little business, which is basically allowing transactions. They built out the crappy website builder. They're doing some of the right things, and they do have the ability to do it, but I've got to say I need him to move, and I need him to move quick if I'm going to hold this position for a long time. If I want to invest in this position, guys, I need this company to start innovating, not sitting there going, hey, what's up? We need innovation. Tom, still bullish healthcare, says Matthew. Hell yeah, I am. Nothing's going to stop me from the healthcare. I love healthcare, bro. Let's have a look. Let's look at the rotation here in healthcare. Okay, here we go. Bad day for bio yesterday, by the way. So bio absolutely outperformed the market. This is the 1 month. You can see the XLRE, which is REITs. You can see the healthcare down here on 1%. You can see IBB and everything else. So am I still bullish this sector? Yeah, I got no reason not to be. Now, I also think it's bullish just from the fact that we're seeing that financial movement down. We're seeing everything that we had from the 2009, 2010 kind of market play out the same way. It's just a little bit faster than last time. So XLV doing really good. You see this chart? What does that look like to you if you look at quarter to date? Kind of looks like a breakout, yeah? So if we get rid of all these things, let's get rid of all these rubbish indexes. Get out of there. And then we have a resistance for XLV, and we've got a breakout. Let's have a quick look at this on the chart. Let's have a look at XLV. Then we'll go to AMC. Don't worry, everybody. 1,500 viewers. Thank you very much for joining us through the session. And what you'll notice is that XLV is basically stuck in a giant channel. Now, what happens if XLV breaks through? We can move higher. What have we been looking at? This level recently. We were looking at this level only a week ago. 121. All of a sudden, XLV powered on through. We go over. Biotechnology fund. Where is it? Pulled straight back into the previous resistance on the breakout. That is another channel that goes to the distance of up here. That's why you start to think, if you're not doing the sector rotations and you're not looking at the sectors themselves from a technical perspective and then picking your favorite one, I think over the longer term, you're doing yourself a disservice. And it's because like last year, arguably, I guess it was easy. You pick innovation, you pick technology, and you make tons of money. This year, it's all been about the squeezes. But at some point, you're going to have to go back to the meat and potatoes of the market, which is basically recognizing sector rotation. When Wall Street get in and get out and blah, 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 the healthcare sector outperforms every other sector in the S&P. Well, yeah, the S&P 500 overall, so therefore most sectors, 0.8% better in the month of June. So it's doing what it's meant to do by the statistics at this point. RBLX down 11%. Pre-market, says Monu. Oh, interesting. Got a super chat coming in from Ray Lim as well. We'll do that in just a few seconds, Ray. Let me scroll down here. Someone asked me a question. I can't remember what it was. Oh, yeah, just AMC. So we'll just reiterate our thoughts on AMC this morning. 15-minute, or yesterday, nasty candle. 15-minute kind of looks like a head and shoulders here. Unfortunately, I believe it kind of lines up with a bit of a decline, potentially down to the 52.35. Whenever you're looking at a chart like this, you have to go, well, how technical really is a squeeze stock? It's not anywhere near as technical as an Apple or an Intel or something like that. But yeah, that does certainly look like an inverse, a head and shoulders, not inverse, sorry, head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. If we get above, if the apes get above this level up here, is that going to be strong? Yeah, I would think so. If the apes push it down, I could see buying pressure coming back in, hopefully around that 52.50, and all the levels that we've held, in high esteem recently will continue to be the zones that we're looking at. Scott Morgan says, Tom, that's big brain thinking, and I love it. That's good. Madeline says, I also bought cotton, the Aussie mice plague, the China cotton ban. I think it will blow up. Okay. J-Rock says AMC margin calls are incoming. And then nope. Haha lol. What says AMC is going to drop hard like a rock. Well, we will see. GME is certainly the one I'm looking at the moment. But you know what? I need a little bit more. You need that participation phase to come back into the market. Like when AMC broke through that tenor for the first time. It closed above. We were here live streaming. We said, oh, that's a beautiful close. It led to mass psycho participation. It was very cool. And that's what we'll be looking at again. Ray Lim, Singapore, $5. Hi, Tom. Can you have a look at Ali Financial? Ali Financial. Is that the back alley financial? Sounds a bit Dodge. Is it Dodge? Let's go here to the daily. Company $19.95 billion. Wow. What a trend. An incredible trend up, which is soon most likely to turn around. Jeez, it's far away from its 20 exponential. Jeez, that's far away. Well, it's certainly in a bubble. This stock looks like. How does it justify this? 50... closed below before. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm looking through all of these 50 exponentials to see if we have a clear pattern of it holding that zone. But you'll notice a few things. So instantly why I went, is because it's closed below, then pulled up. It's closed below, then pulled up. So what I am thinking here now, all of a sudden, is when we're dissecting a trade like this, is that's not a good enough signal to go short. Just because it closed under the 50, it's done so before, so it's not a good reason to do it. You know, see here? It's done it before. So then we have to think, well, have we got like some kind of giant trend line that goes through all of these lows? That's one of the next things I'll do when I'm trying to dissect whether I like the trade or not. And I guess you would argue that, do you really have one? I mean, when you're drawing trend lines, you got to be very careful. So I think it probably starts at that one. That's fair. That's fair. Therefore, a pullback is due here to probably around 52. So I don't often dissect trades like that on the stream in that kind of way, but maybe it's a good way for me to possibly show you guys how I look at things, and then also I can record those and actually put them up. What do you guys think about that? That'd probably be a good idea. Put up some bite-sized little bits of technical tips that we use. So here's the movement down. $52. You can see the support. You can see the 50 exponential. I think it could go here. Makes sense. Then buying probably resumes based on everything we've seen before. But do I like the stock? Unfortunately, I do not. At this stage, looks like it might decline for a couple of days. Now, I said I'd look at Caterpillar, so let's have a look at Caterpillar. Big volume on Caterpillar. Lots of buyers and sellers. Look at that. Smaller days, but huge volumes coming through, showing me there's a little bit of buyers coming back into this market. Now, Caterpillar is the classic case of a market going through a very nice trend line. 2050 cross coming through. It's pushing the pushing the Dow down as well. So the Dow is actually the weak market here. And a lot of people getting into me, Tom, you got to look at the Dow more. Because the Dow has some of these big companies that ran too hard, too fast in them, and it's only 30 companies, it's getting weaker. It's getting weaker. And yeah, that this looks pretty bad. I mean, straight through the weekly 20. If you want to know when the shorts will commence again, it's clear to me underneath that level. You've got a rejection wick. You've got a rejection wick. There's clearly buyers here. There wouldn't be so much volume with such a small move if there weren't big buyers coming in betting on redemption here for CAT. So if it gets underneath, what is that? Like the 215.50 zone, then it should go to $200. Closure underneath here, bang, I reckon short is going to come in. We'll be following that on this channel. Let's put CAT back in the list. CAT's coming back in. There it is. We've got that one there. John Deere, very similar kind of scenario. This one, I think, even stronger on the short in terms of what we were looking for. We're still looking towards that 300 level, 305 level for that. FedEx pulled back up yesterday. Let's have a quick look at this on the 4-hour chart. Right back in. If it's going to shorts today, or shorts very, very short, in pretty much has to do it very, very soon. So FedEx, I still think this is a little bit overpriced, specifically UPS as well. When we were calling it up here, very overpriced. I think this one continues to come down for a little bit of time. So there are some weaknesses here in the markets for sure. Another one that showed pretty big weakness yesterday was CRISPR. Well, sorry, not CRISPR. Yeah, CRISPR. Where is it? There's CRISPR. Good quality biotechnology stock, obviously in a pretty experimental sector, has wild moves on it. Yesterday, I saw it come back down. I thought, not bad, not bad. 122.75, 122.80. Found the previous resistance, 20 exponential moving average on the 4 hour. Dumped straight into it. Will it find buying pressure regardless of what the Fed does today? Interesting level there for the crisp. Ray Lim says Cat is similar to DeWright. Exactly. Raphael says, true, I can imagine they're going to sugarcoat the meeting today to keep people happy, but I can see a few scenarios playing out. I'm personally thinking to sit on the sideline, smart choice, till there's direction. Very smart choice. Yes, the problem with the Fed meeting today is it's really going to come down to the line of how long into the future, because the market's forward thinking. Remember, don't think the market cares really about what's happening today. It doesn't care about what's happening today. It's off in the future, 12 to 18 months away, thinking what's going to happen in the future. What's happening over here is what the market cares about. So it's trying to figure out how long is the current environment of, sweet free cash, sweet free, redemptions for the market. How long are they going to keep it there? And I doubt the market or the Fed are prepared to even discuss any of those points today. They're going to be like, trying to sugarcoat it as much as possible. If I was in their situation, I would not do anything weird. I would be like, you know what? Let's just try to make our lives easy right now, and we'll sugarcoat everything. No one's going to yell at us right now for printing too much cash, for doing anything, so we might as well stick to the plan. Kay Kennedy, super chatting $5. Hello, Tom. Can you have a look at Microsoft, please? And thank you. Certainly will, Kay Kennedy. I've also been asked for some unknown reason to say BitConnect. BitConnect. There you go. You can have BitConnect. BitConnect was... if you haven't seen the video on BitConnect, you got to go check that out. Carlos, what a legend. I'm pretty sure that probably destroyed his life. What's happening with Carlos? Scott Morgan says Kathy Wood bought the damn dip yesterday with DraftKings. Let's have a look at her purchases yesterday. Her combined trades. Let's have a quick look here. Must say, I don't blame her for selling net. I agree with her on that. I think it's overpriced. Great I love the company. So she bought lots and lots and lots of DraftKings yesterday. Look at her adding a little DraftKings. What else did she buy? Don't even know what that is. Weird companies that she must like for some reasons. She's buying JD. I knew she was purchasing that. So that's that stock will eventually come back into focus. We're watching JD very closely. She's continued to sell her net position, which makes sense. I would too. And I also think that's a smart sell by her on Nvidia for the time being. So not too shabby over the last couple of days here. Very nice. Good purchases here off the FUD. Cool. Let's do Microsoft. Now, there's a reason I don't put Microsoft in my watch list very often, and it's because it's such a huge behemoth company. I mean, it's $1.946 trillion, and the problem with it is that it's a beast. It makes great money, but I just don't know how much higher the thing can go. It's really on its slow down, 10% per year grind out session. So look, the trends continued up here. You can see the target is is a little bit higher, not way higher. 258 to the 262 is the target. I think it's on its way there with its little slow melt grind up. I don't really see any problems with it. We've kind of thought this all the time ever since we saw that initial double bottom. I still remember, I hope the person held it. They were worried about it coming back down here. But you know what? When you see a good pattern on a quality blue chip, and you know that 239 is the point of no return, you kind of got to hold it through, guys. You got to hodl that beast in. You got to feel good. You got to believe. And then it gave you a super pattern here towards the bull side. That's a great one. Gap low. Beautiful bullish movement here. Oh, yeah. Morningstar. Yeah, that's a great trade. That is a good trade. Great trade buy here. Straight after that, boom, let's buy. It's not a huge percentage, but you know what? You got different ways of making money out of this. 3.5% move. Very nice here from Microsoft. I think it can go to 262. If it gets through 262, then of course you're resuming uptrend, and that will happen with the rest. And when you start looking at this chart as well, you know, look at all these candles. My God, those weeklies are bullish. Buy wick, buy wick, buy wick. New high should be coming here for Microsoft soon. Zach Cohen says TRCH. And we had a look at that before. So this is the interest, it seems, from the retail community today. I don't know what to say about it. I mean, whenever I look at these, it's going to be a pumpy dumpy. So be very, very careful in it. Pumpy into the dumpy. I can't see any other way around this. It's not going to be held. No. Do you guys think buyers will hold this? Community chat, what do you think? Anyone going to hold this one? Microsoft is larger than the entire ASX, which is the Australian stock market. That's right. Path is good, Tom. Enterprise AI automation fits the ARC profile. Yeah. Hey, enterprise is good. And AI is even better. This is volatile. Yeah, this is a mad thing. Mad. Trio says, hell no. SW says, that's a dumpy. Don't buy at the top. Please, community, don't buy crappers. If you get in early, feel the love. If you get in at the top, God help you. Because that's not good. Guys, never buy the top. Never buy the top. And try not to buy the dip. You got to be first in. With all these pumpy dumpies, you need to see it before it happens. How are you going to see it before it happens? Use programs, Hype Equity, Stonk Finder, or whatever they are. Go on the Wall Street Bets. Go on Stock Twits. Have a look at what's starting to ramp up. Look at the trends on the ramp. You know, scroll over to the trends. How's the trend looking? Is it increasing? Is the activity increasing? When it is, guess what? You need to start paying attention to that, and you can be in the lead up of what we call the participation phase. The problem with the markets at the moment is what's happening is the markets are closing. So you basically got this pump throughout the day. You hopefully are in somewhere here. Then the markets close overnight. Everyone on Wall Street Bets and everywhere else goes absolutely psycho. Memes become everywhere about how great the next day is going to be. And then the pre-market opens up massively to continue that ride. And then every other Robinhood trader gets in at these levels, gets left holding an absolute piece of trash. And unfortunately, you don't want to be one of those people. So generally speaking, you want to, in all of these ones, other than maybe the two pillars, you want to try to buy before everyone is, or in that first participation. Not the second day, the first day, guys. The first day, not the second day. The second day is the pumpy to the dumpy. Look at the ones recently. Let's just go through. Exhibit A. Corsair. People yelled at me. They said, Tom, Corsair stuff's so good. I don't care whether... Who cares? It's not about that when you're trading this. Doesn't matter about Corsair. CLNE. Everyone loved that. Now they don't. Clov. Disaster. Disaster. How long are these lasting for? The initial bullishness. The next day, it's all over. This is where the memes are made. So we've got the memes. Memes get gapped in here somewhere. Overnight memes. And then usually on this day, you just bail. It's basically a 1-2 punch combo. Almost every one of these has been a 1-2 punch combo. And when you start to realize that, you won't hold them. And no one else is holding them either. Believe me, the people that get into this movement, they're not holding it. They don't care. Bull Rocket, here's one for the community. Swaggy Stocks is a good site as well to check out. Swaggy Stocks. Let's have a quick look. Swaggy Stocks. Yep. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Yep. There's another one that if you want, you can click here. And you can go, oh, what's this? Due diligence. My goodness. Stonks Lab. Internet stonks. Let's have a look at Wall Street Bet trends. So these are all of the little ones that are moving through here. So you've got Swaggy Stocks. You've got Hype Equity. You've got Stonk Labs, I think it's called. And then you've got Stock Twits, which I think is actually a very good one. Stock Twits is not too bad. Welcome, everybody. We are 20 minutes off the market. Thank you to the 1,500 viewers that are joining us today for the session. Soshal Suma said, when did memes replace fundamental and technical analysis? Right now. This year. This is not technical analysis or fundamental analysis. You just ram memes in here, right into the gap, and that's where you sit. That's memes, and then you've got success. It's as simple as that. The one hit punch combo, the aftermarket and pre-market memes, and then as they say on South Park, their message bank, it goes basically, this is the question mark, sorry, and then this is profit. I love that episode. That was funny. Anyone that's watched South Park will get it. Don't worry. JD, what's going on here? Still sick. Will we pay attention to this stock in the future? Yes. I want to be in these, but I don't want to buy them at these prices. So we have to continue watching that one. If you're in JD, hopefully it starts turning around. Let's look at some of our favorites. Some of them bucked the trend yesterday. Pins. Mwah. Thank you very much, Clem. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you. Now, we posted this one actually in our community. Put it in chart of the day. And this is thanks to Clem. Don't think I found it, guys, because I don't use pins very often. I'll show you a little picture. Well, how the hell do I bring this on my screen? Here we go. So, there's my pins. And there's the two rejection candles. And basically it closed straight above those points. Now, if you're in the private community, make sure you check out chart of the day and the other sections. You got to do that, guys. So you get this closure above. That is a beautiful participation phase. You've got trough, you've got peak, you've got a crazy level that it's getting through. Crazy level. You've got a very clear zone of participation to the area, which is here, the 74.74. So we'll get rid of this for a second. And then you see what's happened here. Look at yesterday. Bad day on the market. Pin didn't give a crap. It's just like, yeah, we're going higher. Another one, great breakout that's gone strong yesterday. Shopify, giant flag. Do I even like the price valuation? No. But you know what? That's a serious point that just happened. Big breakout, follow through. Let's see what the FOMC brings. Good moves here. No other stock should be used as TA for the Torch TA. Yeah, that Torch one is pretty good. Clov began its run up because of the Hindenburg hit piece. Who else has a Hindenburg hit piece recently? Scott Morgan says. Scott, you love DraftKings, man. Don't tell me you're not biased, Scott Morgan. But I like the way you're thinking. And yes, DraftKings is getting a huge amount of exposure. So DraftKings up 1% again here. It's a good point, dude. People, the retail community hates the hedgies. So if the hedgies are in and the retail community is feeling pissed off, and guess what? We can tell they're feeling pissed off by this percentage increase in discussion here. Massive percentage increase. The hype score is getting up there. Social score change is getting up there. So it does make some sense. But I know that you love this stock way too much. So I'm not going to go too much into it. Sashal Suma says, goodbye, AMC. What do you mean, man? Because it's down 4. Yeah, goodbye. Back to 52 for you, AMC. Bad. That's a horrible daily candle. I suspected it might have been weak here today. In the daily analysis video, I did bring this up, and I was incredibly disappointed with what it did. This should have gone to 69. The apes were weak, and now, unfortunately, people are going to be punished back down to this level. Is GE a bull flag? Let's have a look. Is GE a stock that anyone wants to buy? That is the question. No, is the answer. Think about it this way. You got your poll, and I say this all the time. What kind of flag, is this a flag that would fly off my poll? Damn. That's a long one. That would hit me in the face, I reckon. Trying to, like, those people with the drums and the flagpoles, they're trying to wave it, and they're waving it out in the front, and guess what? Smashing them in the face because that thing is dangly, and it will get tangly. No, unfortunately, not a flag. Too far a pullback. It is going down in some form of channel, but too far a pullback. Not a stonk, or this is not even a stock that should be looked at. It's a dirty one, unfortunately. Marvin the Martian says, AMC dogged it yesterday. I am short AMC. Yeah. Don't tell anyone else about that. They won't like you for that one, Marvin. Espergos, I am holding VIAC today. Needs to be green or testing lows again. And then Lava said, NVIDIA. Yeah, NVIDIA very strong since the stock split announcement. And you know what? It's beaten my expectations. I had expectations. You know, I was like, goodbye. Around here, that was the end of the trend for me. It's continued up. I still feel very comfortable. I think this is a buy the rumor, sell the fact event. I like the company. I think it's one of the best AI plays, and no one discusses that enough. This is an AI play, but I feel like the run up is a little bit extreme here. So coming into this market, what are we seeing? We're seeing the US 100 exactly at support. Just for everyone to catch up, we've got basically QQQ, the Nasdaq, previous resistance acting as support. You can see it's exactly going to open on that point. The 1 hour moving averages here, 20, 20, 20, worthwhile. Just go back quickly on that GE thing. A few people are saying, why not? The reason why is because you've got thousands of quality stocks to buy. Why do you need to buy a company that is clearly slowly dying a death of 1,000 cuts? Buy quality, guys. You can trade quality. You can trade new and exciting companies, new and cool things. You don't have to just leave yourself to trading GEs of the world. There's all the Fords of the world or whatever else. Arguably, Ford's been okay recently, but you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot out there. So you can pick some high quality stuff, learn that, and then guess what? That stock's going to be around for the next decade. And it's also going to give you a lot of opportunities over the next decade to trade it once you learn what it's doing. So QQQ 20 moving average is coming in at directly on support ahead of the FOMC. IWM, the Russell 2000, coming in directly on support ahead of the FOMC. You can see the support around here, 229.59, just above that. The Dow Jones, let's have a quick dissection of this one. Weakness is or has been found here in the Dow recently. 34.8 resulted in sell-off. Caterpillar and other stocks are in here that are getting obliterated. Now, you've got previous levels of resistance acting as support. So again, it's another index into support ahead of the FOMC. You can see the common thing here. US 500, the exact same thing. You scroll it down into a 15-minute chart. Let's just quickly look at this. See how it's just consolidating around this previous high? The previous resistance over here on the left-hand side is exactly where it's consolidating. So this is what happens ahead of a news announcement. The same thing with the dollar index. It's going towards the resistance. Bring this out to a 4-hour. You'll see how important this resistance is. This is exactly what we expect ahead of the Fed meeting. All right, let's have a look at PLTR. I mean to the PLTR, guys. Yesterday, could have been better, eh? Could have been better. But everything was down. You got to remember that, PLTR people. So 24.43, 2050 cross. I'm still erring on the side of bullishness here on PLTR. I know pre-market is down $24. That's not good. It's not ideal. $24 is not cool. But guess what? It's still doing the right type of stuff. Let's have a look at the 4-hour. 4-hour 20, where is it? 24.15. So it's just underneath that zone at the moment. I want to see a closure above the 20 moving average today. Whether it's down still for the day, I don't mind, but I want to see some recovery coming through the session. So hopefully it can do that. I'm not overly concerned at this stage. It did make a new peak. That's a good sign. Didn't quite hold up there, which is kind of bad. Looks okay. But tomorrow we'll have to really reassess this. Let's hope it holds above the 20 moving average throughout the session. So to recap, we've got quite a few stocks that broke through and then are pulling back, waiting for the Fed end phase. Another one that we hope goes bullish. Apple, one that pulled back a little bit yesterday. Huge breakout that happened on the Monday session. Phenomenal stuff here on Apple. I still think this has more to run in it towards the bull side. Again, depending on the Fed. Airbnb had a good breakout yesterday as well. Strong candle, nice big bullish close towards the 164. I believe it can do it. I think it can do it. TDOC, super disappointing. It's on its last legs. Buyers must commit today. And I mean must commit today. Look at this trend line. This is the worst stock ever for me to be actually following for some reason. It's just every time it does a little technical break, like here, nice little breakout, then it hits you and you've got, why? Why, T-Doc? Why you do this to us? So we've got a good trend line here with higher troughs coming through. We did make a higher peak, but you know what? It has to find buying pressure today. So I would hope that T-Doc can come through right here, right now. We did square Net, one of my favorite companies. You know what? I'm going to have to take it off the list. I'm going to have to take it off the list, guys. It's gone. Why? Because I don't blame Cathie Wood for selling it. It's too high. It hit the profit. Too high. Get out of here. We'll come back to Net in the future. Twitter's back to the moving averages. Another one on support, just like all the indices ahead of the FOMC statement. You see the trend here today. 8 minutes out from the market, all we're talking about is how every single one of these stocks is on a little bit of support. That's what we're talking about. Brent says, T-Doc is on my do not buy list. That's good. You should burn it. T-Doc is managed by a bunch of crazy people. I can't actually watch the video. I can't watch them, guys. Can't do it. All right, let's have a quick look here. And let's get into a little bit of hype. So, everybody, thank you very much for the likes. Thank you very much for the subscriptions today. And, of course, the donations. 196 members in the community. Thank you so much. On our road to 100,000. As always, well, actually, I think I will start doing it. I'm going to start bringing a segment to our daily streams where we do a 10-minute segment where I ramble basically about a very key, important thing. And then I'm going to upload that after we finish the live session. I'll go cut it and upload it. I'll probably do it twice a week. And I think that you guys should definitely subscribe and come along to that because it's going to be some good stuff. And I hope you get as much as possible out of them. So we'll be doing those and we'll be uploading them soon. I made the decision today. I'm going to get it done. Anyway, let's get into a little bit of hype. So, the market's coming in. FOMC statement, all important. The Fed will probably do nothing to shake the markets. I would expect them to hold the course. Everything at support right now. Except for Tesla. Is that us today, guys? Alrighty, let's go back to the live scene. I heard Tesla was crashing. Is this true? Come on, man. You guys are funny. Altimus, that is not 0.56%. That's not crashing. Not yet. Not yet, sir. Let's quickly scroll around. Sometimes I hear these things and I think crashing. Is it down like 3%? And then it's down like 0.5%. I'm like, no. So looks like some of the BioNTech is down. Moderna's down. So a few of these healthcare's down. ResMed also down. Baidu. Coinbase. Tesla. Zoom. Demon Zoom. Good trade on it this week, but that's all over now. We took it off our list. And what we've got in the greens is weird companies. Very weird companies. Spotify continues to find a little bit of bullish pressure there on it. Let's have a quick look at the speculation list pre-market. What's up, what's down? AMC, unfortunately, down 4%. The GoTo down 7.21. Costs back to 23.52. GameStop down to 215. I still expect that to be the one that some buyers do go back into, especially if AMC starts to fail. I could see a movement across to GameStop. And yeah, it's mostly a bit red here ahead of the FOMC statement. Mostly a little bit red. Bitcoin recovering somewhat, a bit earlier. We've got our target set here of if Bitcoin does decline down to the 37.6, 38 area, I believe there will be some buyers for the coins there. And I think that's kind of the zone that we will look at throughout the sessions. Maybe it'll happen tomorrow. We are 4 minutes off the market open. Let's dial in on what's happening around the markets. US 100. Actually a little breakout bullish here. Look at this. The whole last couple of hours, long time it's been doing nothing. Little breakout coming into the market open here. A little bit of bullishness. Look at this. Look at this. They're snipping it up. Tasty, they say. Dollar index, another one to watch throughout the session. What shall we watch? I think we'll have to watch AMC. No doubt. It's moving too much. I want to watch DraftKings. So that's my choice. What's your other choice, everybody? What do you want to watch? Put it in the chat right now. What would you like to see coming into the market open? I'm going to check out DKNG. We're going to look at a 15-minute chart of AMC so we can see that little head and shoulders. Nasty candle here. Will we go straight to 52 straight away? Tesla, APRI. Plug is done. Unfortunately, Massey, you are correct. Plug is done. Steven says, I ain't scared. All right, we've got some other donations coming in as well. What do we have? We've got $2 coming from Metallic Pale. Super chatted $2. RKT and CRSR. Let's have a quick look at those for you. Rocket companies. Doesn't look great. But support being found around 1950 should hopefully be able to buy this one back up. So it only hit 23. Couldn't ever get any higher than that. I think around this zone here, around 1960, should be where buying pressure comes up. And the other one was Corsair. Look, Corsair's directly on support. So if Corsair was to squeeze again, or you like buying this stock for some unknown reason, then yes, previous resistances should act as support. But I kind of feel like for now it's over. And that was a one-hit wonder, kind of like all these pumpy dumpies. Remember, it's usually one day of buying, then the next day it's all over. In this case, it was whoever got in, somehow it got pushed as the biggest thing since sliced bread, and it moved up. I think the other problem you're facing with Corsair is it was a relatively large one, $3.3 billion, and you basically pushed it to about $4 or $5 billion. So both, Corsair particularly is right around the support, and Rocket getting close. We've also got Ulrich Nielsen super chatted DKK $20. Tom, can you have a quick recap of AMC? I just got back. Sure, we'll have a recap. So yesterday's closure was not ideal. You can see that here. Big resistance closure. Looks like a pin bar shooting star. That's what it is. It comes back under 60. That is not ideal. Unfortunately, what that led to was when you have a look at the 15-minute chart, we saw a head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. I chucked it in today's video. There was where the support was. We came in. It was sitting right there. Since that point, it's moved down to 56.39. Where's the next level after this area? Big problem, Ulrich. 52.35. After that, 48. After that, $40. So these are the three support zones I expect the apes to be able to buy through. Now, they could bring it back early, but I kind of expect them to potentially panic sell a little bit here. Because we've got to think about the apes mentality. We've got FOMC meeting today. It's weakening. People don't really know what the FOMC meeting means, and they might freak out. So you guys have voted. It looks like it's all over the place. A lot of people want pins, actually. 10-year yield. All right, well, we're open anyway, so we had whatever we had on there. BTC it was. Let's put Tesla on there quickly. 0.38 down for Tesla. We are open. DKNG opens 0.57. AMC opens incredibly weak, 6.1%. That was unfortunate, but that's all right. Let's put the bell. Straight from America, from the Nasdaq. There's the bell. We are open. Ding, ding, ding. Slight new high here on US 100 is fairly good for the session. You can see here US 500, US 100, anticipating the Fed is going to give them the sweet juice. Hopefully they do. Small companies not performing as well. Bitcoin still floundering around. Let's scroll through. Gold down 0.06. Tesla down 0.46. What's happening here? Square down on the Bitcoin news. Apple up 0.46. So the big stock is leading. Pins, another good day. 0.5258%. Nice. PLTR holding down. Crisp right on support with the 0.03. And Intel, people are waking up on these two. I think both of them present decent opportunities, Intel and AMD. Scroll through all of the squeezes. Almost every squeeze down. And of the short opportunities, a mixed bunch. DE flat, CAT down 0.15, US 100 firing now. AMC weakening heavily. Let's see what happens with the 52. And Tesla 596, so underneath the 600. So you can't say the US 100 is doing it with Tesla's help. It's all about Apple, Microsoft, those ones. Cool. Wow. Okay. Let's have a look at Intel. I want to check out Intel. 5-minute chart. 15. See if we can get a new high here. S. Burgos says, I want to watch my portfolio got to 500,000. Oh, congratulations, S. Burgos. That's awesome. Pins equals good. Yeah, Pins was a good find by Clem. Plug equals bad. Pins equals good. Well, Pins is a better company than Plug. TRCH is moving up. Oh, that was why we were meant to watch. TRCH. Jesus. Help you on this. 635. This will be pumpy dumpy, so be careful there, guys. It is moving 25.64%. But just remember, this, I don't believe it will even hold through the session. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. That would be good. I hope you all make as much as possible. But yes, it's the pumpy dumpy of the day. Kind of just hit, wait, you know, what was that all-time high? Go the weekly. 674. So if I was a smooth brained ape, that would be my target for the day. From a technical perspective. So it looks like the big companies are really what's pulling it through. Most hyper stocks now moving up, except for the evil T-Doc. Shop, another great day for that. 1.41%. Good quality technical. Pins, you can see the two good quality technicals coming through here. And AMD, one from yesterday that dropped off due to the bad day, has still a pretty good technical on it. Let me just show you, everybody, the AMD technical. See that? We're just waiting for that little bit of a high here. And when that occurs, hell yeah, we can move towards the descending evil trend line. And it is evil. So AMD, we're also watching. The two chip manufacturers both showing some strength there early. Ulrich Nielsen says, what's happening with GoTo? DKK $20. Let's have a look at GoTo. Not much on the 2-hour chart. Let's have a look at the weekly. Oh, no. GoTo can't come good. Let's get rid of this line for a second. Yeah, basically dead. Basically dead. Straight back into the support after that initial little bit of squeeze here. Unfortunately, bad. Right back on support. Volumes dropped straight out of it. So that was a pumpy dumpy. Why is AMC going down? I think it's a mixture of people taking profit ahead of the Fed, people moving into other ones, and just in general, it had a bad weakness on it yesterday. People don't like it when it doesn't make them good money. Like, a lot of people will be looking at this and going, I think it should go to 69. And then it closes underneath. People feel disappointed about that, and they close their positions, and that creates weak hands. The other thing was the daily closed with a very well-known candle formation that people don't like, which is a shooting star or pin bar weakness. People don't like that. So it looks like today is going to be all around kind of flat coming into the market here. FOMC will be where it's at. I'll be doing a recap on that for tomorrow. I think it's a day where you kind of have to sit on your hands unless you have positions already in, and then you have to hope that it goes the right way for you. That's trading, that's investing. Sometimes we have these kinds of boring sessions where you go, well, what are we going to do? Looks like Zscaler is coming out. Regeneron, another one we've been covering on the channel quite a lot, it's doing well. CrowdStrike's doing well. Yeah, it's not a bad day so far, other than if you're an AMC. But it'll all come down to that announcement a little bit later, and you can see at least the US 100 is finding bullish pressure. Broke out of that all-day range. Broke out. There's the breakout, pulled back, and there's the bullishness that's incurring. So for day traders and scalpers, they're buying this level and going, hell yeah, let's go up ahead of the announcement. Just a quick reminder for everyone in America, these are the times. Eastern times here, so New York times, 2 p.m. this afternoon, FOMC economic projection, FOMC statement, press conference, and then some other big news around the world after that. So be aware, go check it out, see how the price action acts, and of course, watch our video when I do the recap tomorrow morning. I guess that probably ends the stream, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We're into the live market. We're going to call it there because there's not much more I can say other than we have to await the Fed, and hopefully all of your positions go as well as possible. It's very mixed. Hyper stocks continue to be the ones that have some movements into them, but you can see how the movements happen here. They're all over the place early on the session. Let's get some direction tomorrow, and then we can really take a serious look at the markets. Join us then. Bye for now, and thank you so much for your support, as always. Catch you guys. I'll answer a couple of questions here. What have we got? What's going on with Roblox? I just got SSR notification. Let's have a quick look at RBLX. I'll just have a look at it myself. Yeah, it's down at $80.38, back to previous resistance acting as support. You know the problem with the Roblox? It hasn't been on the stock market long enough. What do I always say? Don't buy American technology companies before they've had 12 to 18 months in the market. Don't do it, guys. It works out bad for you. That's unfortunate. Amazon, please. Amazon still look great. Scott Morgan says, Tom, I want to visit Australia. What's the best city to visit? Probably not Melbourne. I live in Melbourne. Probably not here. I'd go to City. If you want city, I mean, you'd go Sydney. If you want... I mean, Australia's like a great place to live, but I'm not sure if it's like the great place to travel to. I think New Zealand's the better one. Sorry about that, Australians. New Zealand's got some cool stuff, guys. Yeah. It'd be like, you know, the Great Barrier Reef and stuff, though, like Queensland. Truly Messiah says, time to buy Roblox. Yeah, I mean, if you're a dip buyer, this is exactly where you hope it goes to if you believe in it. And Cold Steel gives the advice of the day. Don't be greedy with the pumpy dumpies. Exactly. Don't be greedy, guys. Always keep in the back of your mind what you're doing. You're trading real money. You're making real decisions. And you want to make the best decisions for yourself. And you know that every stock in these pumpy dumpies, in the squeezes, has been pumpy dumpy except for the GME AMC revolution. So be careful out there. Fat Panda says the Great Dead Reef. That's true. Yeah, it's sad to see what's happened to our Great Barrier Reef. It's not like it was when I first dived it. All right, everybody. Good luck. Have a great day. And I hope you make as much money as humanly possible. As always,